Excuse me. Excuse me, could you tell me what it's like? What do you see? How does this feel? In 1968, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was the only person who had been to the mountaintop. In 2020, history books tell us that we are all living on the mountaintop. You see, the school books I read my students say that we have fulfilled the dream, happy endings with cute metaphors like the coffee can now mix with the cream, all men are now created equal, it seems. But this history feels more like a partial truth, being able to claim that we can all live under one roof. But if I were to invite my students inside this home to see, they would recognize that there's too much sugar in this cup of coffee for me. We're sugarcoating reality. Yes, the courageous activism of Black and brown folks that have come before me has spurred movements flowing forward like water, watering the seeds buried in the foundation of this country that we built, that others tried to cement over, pushing us to the side, walking all over us. But remember, these sidewalks have cracks, and we are the roses that grow from concrete, budding like the students in Greensboro who planted and grounded themselves at the counter 60 years ago to 6 minutes ago, where citizens cry out for the immigrant populations at the border that we don't talk about, like our Haitians and our Cambodians. Yes, we also see you. Yes, I'm grateful for those who galvanized, creating social change to immortalize those we memorialized, hoping that those are the final eyes we have to close. Yet this work requires what feels like an insurmountable load. But Black woman, you were chose to trot down this road, but it's not just the physical suffering I fear. I've worked in spaces where they have men locked up tighter than the chains that brought their ancestors here. I fear that could be my father, my brothers, or friends I've added to the family tree, because that's not the tree they want them to hang around. My heart breaks when I see those our system serves circle back like a revolving door, each time worse than before. We offer help that's only bad, good enough to make sure marginalized people always come back. How did I become part of this track? Smile, Mary, you're making a difference. Merrily, merrily. No, Mary's not merrily. This life is not a dream. That night in Memphis, Dr. King said we need to force everyone to see that there are 1,300 of God's children here suffering. That's the issue. The issue still stands today, but can we even calculate a number? And no, it's not about the slumber. They woke, they see, but still don't care because our pain increases their gain. And mentally, y'all, I'm drained. And I don't always have a charger that works. I struggle to be the child singing hymns as if the hoses attacking are just sprinklers on a hot summer day. Yes, I'm hot and bothered, but between the news and my experiences from my apartment to campus to work, I can cool off by just bathing in my own tears. Every day it's, did you hear? Did you hear? I just want to steer clear. It feels like I do have something in common with the oppressor. We both find peace when Black and brown bodies are still, them when we are immobile, me when I am asleep, because the next morning when the light creeps, I am face to face with these nightmares. They haunt my mind and my body. There are days that I wonder if dying is the only way to set Black and brown souls free. In such times as these, I begin to ask why me, but then I remember Memphis. Mary, you too were made for this. That night, Dr. King said, I'm just happy that God has allowed me to live in this period, to see what is unfolding. Mary, just keep holding on. I know it's dark and you can't see, but you know that to be in your deepest, darkest hour means that someone recognizes your power. Yes, you've been knocked down and out, but we all know what's next. The cartoon showed it best. The stars like Ali and Creed bounce back. I have to remember the history that keeps me on track. So I say, bring your hoses, because there's a certain kind of fire that no water can put out. Watch as our resilience rises from the raptures. You see, these rhythms rolling off my tongue are revolutionary. Hey, historically in tune, you're right, it's February. You see, on that momentous day in Memphis, Dr. King declared that they were all there in spite of a storm warning. Well, I'm here to also warn you today that the winds and waters of oppression are still raging. Tornadoes are full of tainted power and are here to wipe us out. But we all still showed up today because we know that every storm must run out of rain, and your presence is another star to help us navigate this terrain. I'm so excited to watch us illuminate the way. So I say, thank you.